Okay, here we are. We are on Chapter 1, Lesson 5. We are going to be working on graphing ratio tables. So what's really cool is we actually gather some information, we create a table, and then we get to graph it on a coordinate plane. So you're like, awesome, Mrs. Horner, I have no idea what a coordinate plane is. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you all of it. Okay, this first page on page 47 is super important. This is going to kind of lay everything out for you on a coordinate plane so that you actually know what everything is, where everything goes, because I will use a lot of vocabulary in this chapter. Well, in this chapter, but in this lesson, more importantly. Okay, so the first thing I keep saying is the coordinate plane. This whole thing right here, okay, that right in here is the coordinate plane. So we're going to go ahead and label up here the coordinate plane. Okay, so a coordinate plane is formed when two perpendicular number lines intersect at their points. So the coordinate plane is basically just your graph. So when I say, okay, look at your coordinate plane, that's what we're looking at. Then next, this point is called the origin. So right here, okay, is called the origin. So right where the zeros meet, right there, okay, that is called the origin. So go ahead and write origin, and that is where we start, okay. So I'm going to write the word start, okay. That's going to be your reminder. So we always start at 0, 0. We always start at 0, 0, or we always just start at 0. Okay, so keep that in mind when I say, let's go back to the origin. It's always where our x and y meet, and that is 0. Okay. The next is the horizontal number line is called the x-axis. Horizontal. Okay. Horizontal goes this way. I don't know if you can. I don't know if this way. Kind of like cut my face off this way. Horizontal. So this line right here, that is called the x-axis. Notice that they actually have it labeled for you. Now, the kicker is it's not always going to be labeled. So x-axis is horizontal. So the y-axis is going to be the vertical. So you're going to write y-axis because this is the vertical line right there. Okay, that's the vertical line. Notice they also have it labeled here. Like I said, it's not always going to be labeled on every coordinate plane, just on this one. So, and the vertical number line is called the x-axis, which is what I just said. Okay, an ordered pair is a location of a point on a coordinate plane. So, right here, this point right there is called 5, 4. Okay, it is located at go over 5 and up 4. That is called an ordered pair. Oops, I got my ED. Ordered pair. Okay, that is called an ordered pair. So 5, 4, right there. If I were to come up with another ordered pair, let's say 2, 7, I'm going to go start at my origin. I'm going to go over 2 and up to 7, and that ordered pair is 2, 7. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next page, which I just have to slide over. I should have probably done this better. All right. So you can use ordered pairs to name any point on the coordinate plane. The first ordered pair is the x-coordinate. The y is the second number. So think about the alphabet. If you're going to sing your ABCs, x comes before y, always. So this is my x. This is my y. So if I was on a coordinate plane, this ordered pair of 3, 6 would be over 3, okay, over 3, and then up 6, and that's where my ordered pair would be. Okay, so keep that in mind. X before y. X always comes first, just like in the alphabet. See? It's crazy. It's not a coincidence. It's math. Okay, that's the cool thing about it. All right, so this table, I love this example. Okay, this table shows the cost in dollars to create CDs of digital photos on a Photoshop. At a Photoshop. The table shows this information as ordered pairs. So one CD is going to cost $3. 2 CDs is going to cost $6. 3 CDs is going to cost $9. Okay, do you see how that worked with the tables that we did yesterday? Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to use, oops, look at that. We're going to use those tables and create ordered pairs. 1, 3, meaning that this number of CDs is going to be on my x-axis. The cost of dollars is going to be on my y. So I'm going to write 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9. Okay, in parentheses. You have to put the comma in between, and you have to use parentheses. Coffee break. You guys don't get to see this maybe all the time, and maybe, well, you will. I'm a huge coffee drinker, and it's early for me right now, so I got to drink my coffee. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these ordered pairs, and we are going to graph them on a coordinate plane. Cool, right? So we're going to always start at my origin, which is 0, 0. Start at my origin. My first ordered pair is 1, 3. Remember, x comes before y, so I have to go over 1, up 3. Next one, over 2. I could probably change colors. Maybe that would help. Over 2, up 6. And the last one was 3, 9. Over 3, up to 9. Okay? Make sense? That was a really thick pit. I don't got room for that. I got room for that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and practice down below. It says, the table shows Gloria's earnings for 1, 2, and 3 hours. The table also lists the information as ordered pairs. So notice when she works 1 hour, she gets $5. When she works 2 hours, she gets $10. When she works 3 hours, she gets $15. So they've turned those into the ordered pairs 1, 5, 2, 10, and 3, 15. So we're going to come over here to this ordered pair, or to this coordinate plane, and we're going to go ahead and graph this information over here. Okay, so we always start at our origin, and our first one is 1, 5. X comes before y, so we have to remember this is the x, and this is the y. It is labeled for us, but again, it's not always going to be labeled, so we have to remember that. Okay, so I'm going to go over 1, up 5. Oh my gosh, there's not a 5. What are we going to do? Okay, guys, think about this. 2, 4, 6. What number is in between 4 and 6? 5. So does it necessarily have to go directly on one of those horizontal lines or vertical lines? No, it doesn't. So this one is 1. I'm going to go over 1, and I'm going to go up to 5, and I'm going to go ahead and put my dot right there in the middle, my ordered pair. Okay, and then I'm going to put in commas, 1, 5. And this is where you kind of have to write small. So just keep that in mind because sometimes our ordered pairs get really close together. The next one is 2. So I'm going to go over 2 and up to 10. And I can do that right on the line. So 2, 10. And the last one was 3, 15. And I know that 15 is going to be right in the middle of 14 and 16. So 3, 15. Okay, so we did number 1. We graphed the ordered pairs. Now, it says describe the pattern in the graph. What are you seeing? What's happening? Okay, we're seeing that the dollar amount goes up by 5 every hour. Okay, so she gets, and what else do we see? The graph is doing what? It is moving up, right? She's not decreasing, she's actually increasing. So you could also write increasing money every hour. Okay, so you're just going to describe what you see, okay, by either using the table over here or what we're seeing in the graph and how it correlates. All right, let's take a look at the next page, which is page 49, right here. We're going to compare ratio table, or compare ratios. All right, so take a look at this. It says 2 friends are making scrapbooks. Renee places 4 photos in each page of her scrapbook, and Gina places 6 photos in each of her scrapbook. It says make a table for each scrapbook that shows the total number of photos placed in each book, 1, 2, 3, or 4 pages. List the information in order pairs. So remember, let's start with Renee. Okay, you have your pages as X, your photos as Y. Again, we're going to label it XY. So for one page she has 4 photographs. So if she has 2 pages, obviously that means she's going to have 8 photographs, because we're realizing that, look at this. Okay, we are adding on 4 more every single time, right? Or take a look at this. From here to here, I'm multiplying by 4. From here to here, I'm multiplying by 4. From here to here, multiplying by 4. Do you see my pattern? Okay, times 4. Down here, we see that Gina, how am I getting from here to here? I'm timesing by 6. Okay, because each page has 6. So here's my ordered pairs. So take a look. This is actually when it gets really cool. This is when I get really excited in math. Okay, look at Renee's line. Do you see Renee's line going? Let's see if I can stick with blue. Her line kind of looks like this, right? Let's take a look at Gina's line. What do you notice? Like, notice how right here, right in the beginning, they were really close, and then they started getting farther and farther apart. So what does that mean? It really is showing that Gina's, okay, because here's Renee going kind of like this, and here's Gina's that's going like this. So you're noticing that Gina is getting way more photos than Renee when we graph it. All right, we're going to do, how does it compare, which we talked about. We're going to do one practice problem together, and it's going to be right here. Okay. It says 2 friends are each saving money in their banks. Marcus saves $10 each week, and David saves $15 each week. Can I talk today? No, because I haven't had my coffee. Oh my gosh. Okay, so much better. Okay, so make a table for each friend that shows the total amount saved for 1, 2, 3, and 4 weeks. And then we're going to write that as ordered pairs. So start off simple. Let's start off with Marcus. I'm going to underline Marcus. $10 each week. So after week 1, Marcus is going to make $10. I'm going to do my X and Y last. I'm going to do my ordered pairs last. Okay, so for 1 week, he makes $10. So in 1 week, he makes $10. How much is he going to make in 2 weeks? $20. Okay, look what I'm doing here. I'm multiplying by 10 to get that number, okay, to get my output of how much. So I can multiply this by 10, which is going to give me 30. I can multiply this by 10, which is going to give me 40. Notice you also see a pattern, 10, 20, 30, 40, right? Okay, so now let's write the ordered pairs. It's got to be a comma and hello, parentheses. Hello. Okay, 1, 10, close parentheses. In parentheses, 2, 20, 3, 30, and 4, 40. Okay, now let's do David. David gets $15 each week. Obviously, David's going to make more money, right? That's a given. Okay, so here we go. 15, 30, 45, and 60. We really multiplied each of these by 15, or we just use the pattern of adding 15, okay? Whatever you feel comfortable with. So 1, 15, 2, 30, 3, 45, and then 4, 60. So now we're going to go ahead and graph them. So let's do David first. If you have different colors, great. If not, roll with it. Okay, so 110 right there. And we're not going to write the order pairs. We're just going to put them in here because we're going to kind of run out of room. 220, 330, 440. That was Marcus. I did Marcus in red. Now I'm going to switch to blue and I'm going to do David. So 115, 230, 345, and then 460. And then you kind of draw just a very light line so you can kind of see what's happening. All right. There we go. Well, I mean, it's not perfect because I'm not perfect. So it's what it is. And it's hard to write on this. Okay. So how do the ratios compare from Marcus's savings to David's savings? Obviously, David is going to spend and save more money. Okay, in the long run, he's going to spend more. And you would write this in right there. You would say he is going to spend more money